personal lives into our ritual, our Christian. You find yourself, we are all leaders. And we Nigerians, it's innate in us that we are actually true born leaders. Wherever we are, it is said that all over the world, wherever you go, you don't find a Nigerian, don't stay. And it's a team that we have actually lived with. And we're here tonight to say, thank you for your time being here tonight. And I'll just make an introductory about leadership, and then I'll call upon our speaker to speak to us tonight. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed members of the Nigerian community here in South Australia, today I'm privileged to address our vibrant team, our community, that exemplifies the spirit of the unity and dedication. The Nigerian community here in South Australia, as we come together to celebrate and deliberate our shared future, it is essential to reflect on two fundamental principles that guide us: leadership and service. In the diaspora, leadership takes a unique role. It is not just about guiding those within our community, but also about representing our rich heritage and culture in the broader South Australian society. Leadership here means being ambassadors of our values, values rooted in respect, perseverance, and community. It involves navigating and bridging two worlds, ensuring that we honor our origins while contributing positively to our adopted homes. Service to the community, similarly, extends beyond conventional boundaries. It encompasses not only helping our fellow Nigerians, but also reaching out to the wider community in which we live. Service is about making a difference, big or small, in the lives of people around us. It's about volunteering, participating in local events, and supporting initiatives that enhance communal well-being. Through these actions, we not only uplift others, but also showcase the strength and the beauty of the Nigerian spirit. Here in South Australia, our community has made significant strides, from cultural festivals that celebrate our rich traditions to seminars and workshops such as this that educate and empower our youth while we are making an impact. But the journey does not stop here. There is so much more to be done, and this calls for a renewed commitment to leadership and service. Let us pledge to the leaders who inspire and motivate us, who face challenges with courage and resolve. Let us serve with compassion and empathy, always looking for ways to contribute to the betterment of all around us. By doing so, we not only enhance the lives of our community members, but also enrich the multicultural tapestry of South Australia. Together, let us move forward with our hearts set on the principles of unity, service, and leadership. Let us build a legacy that future generations of Nigerians here in South Australia will be proud of. A legacy that says, we are here, we mattered, and we made a difference. Thank you for your commitment to this evening's workshop, your passion, your dedication to our community, and to our shared future here in South Australia. Permit me, at this juncture, to call upon our seasoned speaker for tonight, in person of Pastor Doherty. Put your hands together for him, please. Thank you.
Thank you to the President, and thank you to NASA for having me deliver this talk. Thank you very much for everyone that has come, and it's a privilege and an honor to be here. Today, I wouldn't be telling you some backgrounds. I won't tell you, but I encourage you to pay attention to what we want to do. It's a workshop. So, and when I'm taking workshops on leadership and trainings, it's different from when I'm preaching. So, pay attention. And we're going to start very, very simply. So, we're going to start with this. What is leadership? Can somebody please give us a definition? What is leadership? Do you want me to point to somebody? What is leadership? It's okay, yeah, okay. Excellent. Being able to gather a group of people and help them to achieve a common goal, a common vision. Excellent. Any other contribution? Any other person has similar view, different view, additional views? Okay, so let's take it like that.
When you are leading people,
The microphone is...
okay. When you are leading and nobody is following you, you are not a leader. So leadership comes with when you have people that you are showing direction, you are leading and they are following you. So, but if you are just going and people are at your back, you're just taking a walk. So whenever you are providing a direction, gathering resources to maximize, like what she said, a particular goal, and people are following you, you are a leader, or that is leadership.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you very much. So that's very good. So you are leading people means that there's a vision, there's a goal, and you are able to inspire them to follow you to be able to achieve that goal. But if you turn around and you discover that you are the only one going towards the direction of that goal, there's nobody following you, you are just taking a stroll because you are not a leader, because you are not being able to move people to follow you towards a particular goal. Excellent definitions. And one of the most popular definitions as well, so all of it are correct, and they capture it in full. A leadership expert used one single word for leadership. He said leadership is influence. Influence. So you are able to move people to follow to achieve something. So it's influence. But that influence is towards a goal. There must be a goal that you are a direction you are taking them to. Okay, so let's tackle the next question. Are leaders born or made? This is always an interesting question in leadership trainings. Are leaders born or made? You have to explain too. So there is speaker. Okay.
So, good evening, everyone. My name is John Ikedi. You said if leaders
are they born or made?
Yes, it's both ways.
Okay.
So, just like when we have people that have talent, born talent, and also like born talent that can actually just put things together selflessly, and also you can also be a made leader by practicing to become one.
Okay. Excellent. Does anybody have a different viewpoint on that? Because if you go to leadership trainings, I've been to a few.
Yeah,
it always comes up.
Yeah, I think for me, from my own perspective, I think leaders are made. The reason why I said that is because people who believe that leaders are born are people who believe that magic actually exists. So for leaders to be made, you have to go through some trainings, if I would say. You have to go through mentorship. You have to go through some struggles to be a leader. You can't just wake up one day and say you're a leader. What are you have to have those criteria to be a leader. So if you believe that leaders are born, the mindset is someone can just come up and say, or because I believe I'm a leader, then I'm going to be a leader. Meanwhile, people around you are supposed to be the one to pick points and be like, oh, this person is a leader, because you're not leading yourself. You're leading a group of people.
Okay, thank you very much. There's contribution. Don't worry, I will make the decision after we've had.
I think that there are certain skills or skill sets that make up a leader. And I think that some people are born with the ability to easily express those skills. But because they are skills, they can also be learned, intentionally. And people that are born with certain skills don't always become leaders, because it takes a combination and intentionality to actually develop those skills to then, become a leader. That's what I think.
Okay, so the first answer is correct, which is also the third answer. You address one part of it, that is for the second speaker. So it is both. So there are people who have natural abilities that you could say this is a leadership ability. But if they don't work on it and develop it, they may never become great leaders, even though they have it. And there are people who don't have natural abilities, but they understood that you can learn leadership skills and principles. Then they devote themselves to it. And that will now make them a great leader. So there's the potential. So if you look at little children playing, if you sit down, I'm sure if you have not been doing it before or you have not been paying attention, you begin to pay attention after this training. If you see children playing, little children, not so common here for you to see that, but if you see a lot of them playing, you will always see a child that chooses what they're going to do and everybody agrees. Now, let us begin to jump. All of them will begin to jump. After jumping for some time, you say, it's okay. It's time for us to play football. And everybody will rush and start playing football. He has that natural ability, but in future, he may never be somebody important in leadership. You may see somebody very quiet, timid among them, and you think this one will not be. In the next 20 years, that may be a force to reckon with, because he is intentional. He is deliberate about building the skills. So it is both ways. So if you are born and you have some natural things, it doesn't make you a very great leader. You have to develop the skills. So it is both ways. Okay, good. Let's go to another one. Can someone occupy a leadership position and not be a leader? Can somebody occupy a leadership position? The words are carefully chosen and they are not leaders. Who agrees yes? Okay, yes. Okay. Is there anybody that says no? That the moment they put you in a leadership position, automatically, the power just comes on you. The anointing just comes and you become a leader. So, yes, it is possible for someone to occupy a position and they are not leaders. The leader is a leadership position, but they are not leaders. So it can be to any level. An head of department, a nation, a company, a church, anywhere. Because there are hierarchies in those organizations. And people will be moved along those hierarchies. And for one thing or the other, it just happens in human organization. One of these days, you are going to put somebody in a position and he's not a leader. So the position does not make you a leader. We are talking about a person. So a position does not make you a leader. Anybody has a different view or question about it? Okay? If we are agreed on that, then we go to the next one. Can someone be a good leader with a bad cause or outcome or vision? A good leader, the person is a good leader, but the outcome, what the person is pushing is bad. Is it possible? Okay, I want somebody to comment on that. Somebody comment on that. If you believe the answer is yes, okay, explain it. Okay, sir.
Okay, yes. For me, the question says can.
Yes.
Can is a probability. So is it possible? That's what it's saying in
Yes.
other words. So yes, I would say yes. Because there are many factors that can contribute in bringing an outcome. You may have good intention for something as a leader, and you have the characteristics that defines who is a good leader, as it were. But there are, because of the complexity of leadership and even carrying out a project that will give the desired outcome or achieve the vision at the end of the day, your goodness in terms of being a leader may, because that's what can, still not give you the best of the outcomes. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, you will soon discover that it seems your contribution is answering another question. You will soon discover it. But who knows, who has heard of Hitler? Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler was a leader. We all had the definition of leadership. You have a vision. You are able to show other people those visions. They believe it. And you are able to direct them, and they follow you to achieve the vision. He was a leader. He literally mobilized the entire Germans. Was able to mobilize them to kill about 6 million Jews. I mean, it takes leadership for him to influence them. But he influenced them for bad. So it is possible for people to have good leadership skills with bad intention, and they are able to move people to achieve something bad. So this is telling you the importance of understanding leadership. It's telling you how very important leadership is. Because if you understand it, as people are able to move people and influence them for bad things, you can influence and move people for good reasons. Which takes me to another question. Is it possible to be a good person but a bad leader? You are a good person, good intention, but a bad leader. Anybody wants to comment on that?
It's possible to be a good person with a bad leader, be a bad leader. A popular quote that says, the worst harm can sometimes come from the best of intentions. You might be a good person, but the way and manner you go about your good intention can actually bring about a negative outcome that might not be obvious to you as a leader. So it's possible to be a good person and that goodness not reflect in your leadership style.
Okay. Any other person want to make a comment?
It is possible to be a good person and be a bad leader, in that in everything you do, you have good intentions and everything, and people don't even listen to you or follow you. You can't lead them.
Yeah. So it's possible. So we have good people. They are nice. They have good intention, but they did not develop leadership skills. They did not study leadership principles. So they are nice. They are good. You put them in position, it's going to be rubbish. You are not going to get results. Because they are good, but they are leadership skills that you must know. Leadership principles you must master. That you must know what to do. If you don't know them, no matter how good your intention is, you will not get the right outcome. Okay. Now, is it possible to be a leader without any title or position now? Is it possible? No title, no position, and you're a leader. Anybody agree with that? Okay. You agree? You know, in the House of Parliament, all you need to do is say, hey, that's all. She agrees. Okay, she has agreed. Okay. Now, it is possible. So as you are seeing it, you start discovering the essence of these questions. As you begin to check it and with your experience with different things, you begin to realize that positions, yes, is good leverage point, but no. If you are in the position and you don't have the leadership skill, sorry, you are not going to have the leadership pool. And somebody may not have the position, but the influence of that person is so great because of leadership skills. So the position is not the key thing. The title is a bonus, but develop leadership skill. That's why this type of trainings are very important. Okay. So you, the person, you, the leader, that is the key. So we are focusing this training on you as a person. You see, your values and your beliefs, that's what makes you. Your values and your beliefs, that's what makes you. There are things people will see in you. And unknown to you, those values and those beliefs are what drives leadership, that creates the influence. So you don't need to command people to respect you. I'm sure we've had that word before. That respect is earned, it's not commanded. Those who try to command it, they are relying on position and title because they don't have it. But if you have it, you don't need to. But it is values. What are your values? So what are your values? What do you believe? What are your beliefs? What do you value? What do you consider valuable? Do you consider honesty, integrity, diligence? Are they something you hold there? Do you believe that whatever responsibility I'm given, I have to put in my best? It doesn't matter whether it is small or big. What are your values? In the Marines, the U.S. Marine, one of the most elite military setup in the world, one of their leaders was invited, a retired top person, to address some people about success. And, you know, he started by saying something very simple, that one of the basic training is to insist on making sure you know how to lay your bed in the morning. So they make sure there's a time you wake up, this is what you do, you lay your bed in a particular way, it will be neat. It looks simple, isn't it? It looks tiny. But the essence is they are trying to put a value in you. Because if you have that value, it's going to affect every other area of your life. If you don't have that value, anything's a mess. So if I spent the whole of my secondary school in boarding house. We have rigid system. There's a time they wake us up. There's a time we go to school. We have to go for breakfast. We have to lay our bed. Then we go. When we come back from school, there's things we have to do. When it is night, we have to do night reading. We have to have siesta. Do you know the reason why they put all those things there? They are putting it inside it to instill discipline in you. Because when you keep doing it, it becomes your value. It becomes your beliefs. But if you feel, a day student, for instance, they do anything they like anytime they come. Nothing is planned. So if you are doing that for 5 years, what are they trying to instill in you? Organization, discipline, structure. That's what they're trying to instill in you. That's all. So who are you as a person? You see, your character, your values, your character is what you are, who you really are. And it colors every single thing about you. Everything you do, it is going to show. You can't hide it. It's going to show. It colors every single thing you do. So if you are aspiring for leadership, the first aspect is yourself. You have to have some very, very high values. You need them. We call those things the art of leadership. Beliefs. You see, leadership is actually true leadership. The leadership for a good cause. This is what is at the heart of it, selflessness. If you are not a selfless person, your leadership cannot be leadership for a good cause. It will be leadership for yourself. And I'm sure we know the difference, isn't it? So, in the art of leadership, the value system of those, when you, Madame Teresa, Mandela, anybody, look at them very, very closely. You will see they have very high values. Mandela would have left the prison for years. They offered him so many things. They kept giving him all kinds of options. How about this? We will give you this. We will do this for you. He said no. He was ready to die for what he believed. And he was ready to die for what he believed. Not for himself, but for others. That's the selflessness. So can you see the amount of influence that he commanded when he was alive? Even when he was not there. Even when he has died, his name, what does it bring to you when they mention his name? But when you look at those people, you will see selflessness there. Of course, when we remember Hitler, you can see selfishness, wickedness. When his name comes up, what comes? Killer, wicked person. That was his legacy. So the starting point of leadership for a good cause is selflessness, because you are interested in other people. You are interested in bringing value to others. You want the best for the organization. You want the best for the people. And if that is the art of leadership, this is the center. So now, let's go to another aspect of leadership. So who you are is the heart of leadership. And what is the heart of leadership? Selflessness. So if people believe that you are in leadership for yourself, if people believe that you are leading them just for yourself, and that is what you want, and that is the reason why you are leading them, you can't be a leader for a good cause. You can be a leader for a bad cause. I'm sure you know there are leaders for a bad cause. Our money is my money. So, those are leaders for a bad cause. But my money is our money. Leaders for a good cause. So when you look at people and you want to see their time, you will see selfishness there. You see everything is just about them. So a leader who doesn't have the art of leadership doesn't think of, I want to empower another person. I want to equip another person. I want to promote another person. Everything is just, let it just be around me. Let them just be me. That's all. It is always about selflessness. That is the art of true leadership. So we have talked about the heart. Let's talk about the head now. Because if it's good for you to have that good intention, now we know that that good intention is not enough, isn't it? But that good intention must be there. But it is not enough. But it must be there. If it is not there, every other thing will be affected. Okay, so now, what you should know, that is now, we are talking about your head now. There are things you must know if you are going to be a good leader. You see, the best things they look so simple. They look so simple. They look so easy. But a lot of people don't understand it. What you know is very important. Now, there is this person who went to visit a psychiatric hospital. So when he got to the psychiatric hospital, and he was talking to he went to visit somebody there. So he was talking to the doctor. So the doctor told him many things about what they normally do. So he now told them that in this particular psychiatric hospital, for us to know the person with a psychiatric problem, we'll give them a very simple test. So they took him to a bedroom. And in this bedroom, the bath, this bath was filled with water. And beside the bath, they had a bucket, they had a bowl, and they had a teacup. So they put them beside. So they said they would normally tell the people, please empty the bed. Now, if the person picks a teacup, nobody needs to tell you that they need to detain that person with immediate effect. So this man says, how will they pick a teacup? If he was the one that he will use a bucket, the doctor said, we need to detain you too in this place. Because if your brain is correct, you should just go and remove the valve. You are supposed to remove the valve. If your brain is actually correct, he said that, so even though you came to visit somebody, I think we need to detain you too. Knowledge is important. Knowledge is important. What you know, very important. Ask yourself, for instance, the past 2 years, how many leadership books have you read? How many leadership training have you gone? So if you have not done that in 2 years, so imagine where your level of knowledge is. And the priority you are giving to you as a leader knowing things. Because a leader must know certain things. Now, one of those things you need to know is servanthood. Now, it's amazing that if you serve people, then they will serve you back. It looks so easy, but so difficult. You serve people, and then they do what? They will serve you back. Then you get the followership. Serving people gives you the followership. So you don't want to serve. Sorry. You are not going to be a good leader for a good cause. So the art is the character, is the selflessness. But if you have selflessness, it has to lead to service. You have to serve. You have to know how to serve. So, Ed is knowledge. And what are some of those things you need to know when it comes to leadership? You need to know about vision casting. A leader must have a vision. How can you just tell people we are going somewhere and you cannot define where they are going? So, you must know about vision. You yourself must have a vision for your life. You must have a vision for the organization. How can you say you are a leader and 2025, you can't articulate in that place where you have been given a vision for your own life and a vision for the organization? So what is going on? And it doesn't matter what you are doing. There must be a vision for your life. There must be a vision. If we ask you, you are going to be the one in charge of this particular assignment, you should be able to look at it and say, how can I take this assignment to the next and best level? You must see something in the future. You must have a picture of the future, which is what we call vision. You know, there are people, if you give them an assignment, it's going to be exactly like that. There's no vision. If I say, okay, what do you want to achieve? Tell me. They don't know. What are your goals? In ancient Rome, I've forgotten the name of this man right now. In ancient Rome, there was this man. He was very influential, very, very influential. So, of course, politics happened, and then they thought of how to deal with him. So they said, what are we going to do? So in ancient Rome, they had toilets. They had public toilets. They had public toilets in Rome. So they went and put him as head of public toilets. And that particular position was one of, like, it's like when you want to rubbish somebody in Rome, that is where they normally post them to, because public toilet, who looks at public toilet? So they just said, push him to public toilet, Jerry. They just push him to public toilet, made him head of public toilet. After a while, everybody wanted to become head of public toilets. Why? Because when he got there, he studied the public toilets. He saw the weaknesses of the public toilet. He restructured the public toilet. He transformed it. Everybody in the town started talking about the public toilet. The position he left, nobody started looking at it again. They started looking at public toilet, and the people that trained there, everybody now said, I want to be head of public toilets. Because it wasn't the position that was bringing the influence. It was the man that carried the influence. So anything he does, you will see the difference in what he's doing. So it is not the fact that you are in the particular section of the organization. No. Don't forget that you don't need the title and the position to be a leader. Those are just plus. If you have it, fine. It will just give you more platform. But that is not what makes you. So that means any assignment you are, you carry the same thing, vision. You want to make sure that thing is made better than whatever you were given. You want to do it so well that by the time you say, I'm putting it in the hand of somebody else, the person knows they have a lot of work to do. And it doesn't matter the section they put you, just like the man they put in the public toilet. The same assignment given to one person, another person can shine with it because he knows what to do. Okay? This is Nigerian Association, so we are free to talk about Nigeria. I will not mention name. For some years, about 4 years ago, there was a particular section of the Nigerian government that was responsible for passports. People will apply for passports. 6 months. They don't even know the day their passport will come. Then, 2 years ago, they made a young man head of that section, Ministry of Interior. And all over the internet. In fact, it was in Nigeria. Somebody I was talking to years ago, about last year or 2 years ago, they called the person in Nigeria, the Nigerian immigration, they called the person and said, your passport is ready. The person said, is it 419? How can they be calling somebody? How can they call you that your passport is ready in Nigeria? The person the person said, I thought it was a 419. I didn't believe. Until they mentioned the number, they mentioned this, they said, come and pick your bag. I said, what happened? You go online, you see people, they were delivering passport to their homes, just like other foreign passports. And of course, for the first time in several years, the latest passport ranking for the world. What happened? Nigerian passports climbed up. And another great nation that everybody keep looking up, their passports, their passports one way or the other got downgraded. But the key point I wanted to make is that this young man, he did what? The same position. Nobody even knew that position was that powerful. People did not know that position was extremely powerful. Then I was watching a particular, he had to go to the Senate to do some things, so I was watching, I watched a question they asked him. And that thing disrupted my thinking for days. Because it was at the Senate, and they asked him, they said, look, the whole of 2024, you did not ask for 1 naira from the Nigerian government. And you did so many projects, worth billions. Are you owing people? What are you doing? He said, well, I'm not owing anybody. Projects that have been abandoned 15 years before you got there, everything done, latest things done. So, and you did not get money, you did not collect money. He did not apply for money. He said it is about thinking out of the box. He said, that is when I knew he was an IT consultant. So what did he do? He went back to 10, 15 years of records. He studied all the contracts that had been given out by the government. He checked what the people were supposed to do for the government they did not do. He called those companies and said, guys, those people that you are dealing with, they didn't know what they were doing. I know what you are supposed to do. Are you willing to do it, or you want to return the money? Of course, quickly, they all did everything they were supposed to do. 10 years ago, they collected the money, they didn't do it. 15 years, they collected money, they didn't do. All of them did it when the person who knows what he's doing got there. So now, do you think if he leaves that position, what will people be doing now? They'll be struggling to get to that position. Knowledge. So you see people being given small assignments. They tell themselves it is a small assignment. No, you are the one that is small. Because no assignment is small. You are the one that is small. If we ask you that the assignment we are giving to you is arrange this chair, there's a way you can hone the chairs in this hall that everybody will see a difference from everybody that we have given that same assignment to. There's a way we will say, you are in charge of the toilet. And there's a way you will hone it and handle it. And we will see the difference from every other person because of vision. Then communication. Your ability to not only, because you cannot do everything yourself. So you have to be able to share your vision with other people, then convince them about it, and then they will also join you to make it happen. That is communication. Communication is you are able to sell your vision to other people. So all those people that we are saying they had good leadership skills, but they are bad people, they were bad because what they wanted to achieve was bad, but they had good communication skills. If you watch Hitler talking like this, everybody is, when it says everybody will do like robots. Even though they have bad intention, they will create catchy phrases. They will create a movement. They will put people into their vision. People will be running with it. It's communication. They are able to say this is a vision of the future and then sell it to them. And those people who bought the vision and start running with the vision, they build a team of people to be able to achieve it. Because you cannot do it alone. So when they call somebody a foreman, can he do the work of 4 people? Can he mix the cement? Can he carry the brick by himself? No. But he must be able to so motivate them, communicate to them that they will be, and it must be so, they must see that all of, we are going to build this house. We are going to do it, and everybody is doing it together. So that's the power of your vision. Vision casting, communication, ability to sell your idea, team building. Everybody become one. I'm sure you've heard the statement before, a house divided against itself cannot stand. So you're a leader, you have to build the team. Everybody has to run. You create division, you reduce the effectiveness of your results. So, I'm addressing 3 key things. This is the third one I'm addressing in this training. So the first one is who you are. That's the art of leadership. Then I've moved to the head. What you know. That is this. Now I'm now in the hand. What you do. So you must know some things, but you have to do. You have to take actions. What you do. So, leadership is more than you standing and pointing out to people what to do. You have to be part of the doing. Because you have to set the pace. You have to set the example. You see, I told people one of the best prayers, if you know you are sincere, I can pray for myself. The same way that the arts and the passion with which I serve, God, bless me with people like that. And if you know you are sincere, let me pray that prayer for you too. God, the person is following me. The art and the zeal with which they are serving, let that be what they will be harvesting for the rest of their life. If you can say amen to that as a prayer, then that means you know you are doing the right thing. Because you have to be part of it. Every part of you must be inside it. You have to own it. And you see, as you are owning it and you are involved, you are doing it, you are pushing it, you are doing things like that, what happens to you? You are developing yourself. You are encouraging others to do the same. You get better at whatever you are doing too. You'll be getting better. So, what are some of those things you have to do? Accountability. Your values. You have to implement your value. You have to live it. It is not do as I say. It is do as I do. You have to have results. You have to deliver results. You have to be reliable. We must be able to depend on you. We give you an assignment, we should go to sleep. There are people, give them an assignment, tell them, do this, go to sleep. I'm sure you know people like that. They are reliable. And there are people that you cannot rely on whatever they tell you. Isn't it? You have to be humble. You have to be humble because it's a privilege to serve. So humility is key. Reward and reproduction. What do I mean by reward and reproduction? Acknowledge people's input into whatever result you achieve. And what is reproduction? This is like the pinnacle of leadership. Pay attention. Reproduction is like the pinnacle of leadership. So, true leaders, you want to make other people to become somebody. So, whatever you are doing, you must be able to reproduce other people that can do it. You must be able to reproduce other people who can do what you are doing. It is not a plus if you are the only one that can do some things. Number one, your results will be limited. So you have to make sure you reproduce yourself. You have to train other people. So everybody who is in a particular leadership position, you should have people that you are holding with you. And how do you train people? Training people is not difficult. It's not difficult. Reproducing yourself is not difficult. It is called the show and do method. Let me tell you how it works. I do, you watch. I do, you help. You do, I help. You do, I watch. Let me explain. So whenever you want to train anybody for any role or any skill you are used to and you know how to do, once you notice that the person is willing, the person must be willing to be trained and available. I'm sure you know that people who are intelligent, smart, if they are not available, they are useless. I hope you know that. They are not useful. They are not useful for you. You need willingness. If you have somebody with willingness, character, even if they don't have skill, they have low skill, they are better than somebody with high skill that is unavailable and has a questionable character. So, anyway, so if the person is willing to be trained, when you are doing that thing, let the person be around. Not to do anything, but just watching you. Because as the person is watching you, they are learning. Then, after a while, let the person help you. Not because you don't know what to do, but you give the person assignment to help you. Help me do this. Have you been to or seen where the master mechanics are training junior mechanics? As they are doing it, as they are doing one thing or the other, they are asking the junior mechanic to bring them, give me this type of screwdriver. Bring me this type of this. He doesn't know the size of the screw. He didn't go to university for it. They will point it to him. He will go and bring it. He will give it to him. And what is happening to him is learning. It's part of the training. You know, during the week, some of these traders had to come and work, do some work for us at home. And I was watching them. So there's this senior one, is second person that is also good. And then they had the younger one that looked like somebody that just finished high school. So he was the one they are sending to go and bring this. Bring this. It's all part of the training system. Then after a while, you know that the person has now understood it, because the first time you tell the person, go and give me this screwdriver or screws of this size, he didn't know it. But after a while, he already knows. Even before you even say it, he sees what the boss is doing. He quickly knew the next thing he will ask me for is this. He will quickly go and bring it and give it to him. Then after a while, they will move it, they will change it. What would they change it to? They will change it to, you do it. They will be helping him. No, do it this way. Do it this way. They will hold the hand. They will help him. As they are watching it, they are watching him doing it. And when they see that he can do it by himself, they start releasing it and just watching him do it. And they said, at a point, they will say, this guy understood it now. They have transferred the knowledge. So any position, any work you have been given in leadership, the aim is reproduction. You have to reproduce. It is not a plus that you are the one doing everything. It's not a plus. Because you should have known, if you had the training, you will know that the moment you have that, you identify people and you see, okay, how do I train this person? How do I move this person from this level of knowledge to a higher level of knowledge to doing? So, We talk about selflessness, service, sacrifice, and systems. What do I mean by sacrifice and system? Leadership that has true selflessness is sacrificial. You know, some people want to eat their cake and have it. It does not work like that. Okay. You want to know more than what the average person knows, but you don't want to read more than the average person. Is it possible? You know, I used to joke about this student, that has exam, and every time you ask him to sit down, he will be sleeping. I got tired of him one day. I told him, I said, look, I have a prophecy for you. When the result comes, you are going to fail. If you pass, I don't need to profess. I didn't see anything. But I just know if it's this one I'm seeing that cannot read for 1 hour before sleeping, there is a price to pay. Nothing of value is cheap. So somebody, I want to be able to do this. There is a price. And it's always sacrifice. You have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice. Then you have to build systems. You have to build systems. You have to know how to build systems. We are not talking about building systems today, but you have to know how to build systems. Systems are things that can work without you physically doing things. So you have to know how systems are built. And when systems are built, you will discover that it will require less of your physical involvement. So all the businesses we see around us that are functioning, they are systems. How can a company be in America and they have branches all over the world and the menu, everything they are cooking there is the same? The Subways is because they have created a system. So when you enter it, they already have all the items. When they want to serve, they have it. When they bring somebody into that organization, they have a training they will give to the person. To know that in Subway, we are different from KFC. This is what we are known for. This is how we serve. This is how we do it. They've already documented those processes. So they have a vision. They have a process to achieve it. They have documents. And when people are coming in, they train the person. You are coming from KFC, yes, but KFC is different from us. Here, this is what we sell. This is how we do it here. That is a system. Because a system has one very good quality, it will reproduce similar outcome, isn't it? Can you say reproduction again? So from the one they started in America, they started reproducing people that can become the same thing like those people in America. What those people are doing, they now start reproducing it. Reproducing it. From one shop, reproduce the system. So a system that causes reproduction. So we cannot say, because the organization is a community organization, or a church organization, or a business organization. No, everything needs system. It's not just intention. You must create a system. You must create a process. If you want to enlarge, it must go beyond you. So, I begin to wrap it up now. Every dream needs what? A team. You cannot do it alone. Every team needs a leader they trust. They must trust you. Every team needs a system that works. And for that system to work, initiative, innovation, incremental progress, continuous improvement. Continuous improvement. So, where are we today? You have to think like a leader. The art of a leader, selflessness. Who you are, your head, what you know. Vision, communication, team building. Your hand, what you do. Accountability, diligence, creating systems. Art, head, and hand. So the question is, what are you creating? Who are you building? What are you creating? Who are you building? If we put all these things together, it will create what you call a culture around you. Now, somebody said culture, we eat strategy for breakfast every time. Every time. You know, if you get into an organization and that organization is toxic, no matter what they write in the book, it will destroy it. So that is the culture, that is the environment. Now, if we put all those things we've said into practice, whatever area you have been assigned to do anything, you will create a very good environment for it. You see people who want to be there. They want to be part of it. They want to join you to achieve that vision, and that's a very positive culture. And that is superior to any strategy, superior to any system. So, today, I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that it's good for you to have a good art. That's foundational, but don't stop there. You have to increase what you know about leadership. You have to increase and do whatever you know. You have to put them into practice. I read the story of a young man who was traveling on a boat with an older man. And as they were going on this trip, on this journey, the wind started blowing very heavily. And the old man asked this young man, "Do you know anything about how wind blows and does things?" He said, "No, I don't." The old man said, "Well, I pity you. Because the way I'm seeing this weather, I think 25%, if you don't know about wind, 25% of your life is gone." They continued. Then the old man picked a stone that was in the boat and said, "Young man, do you know about geology?" He said, I don't know geology. He said, "Yeah, geology, the study of this and that." He said, "I don't know." The old man said, 25% of your life is gone. Young man like you don't know about geology. It's gone. They continued their journey. It was now dark. There were stars. So the old man looked up and said, astrology and astronomy. Young man, do you know about astrology and astronomy? The young man was already looking sad. He said, "I don't know, sir." He said, "Unfortunately, another 25% of your life just went away. At your age, you don't know astrology and astronomy. 25% of your life is gone." So you can imagine only 25% is left of this young man's life. Then the storm started. It was heavy. Water started coming into the boat. Then the young man said, "Sir, do you know how to swim?" He said, "I don't." He said, "Sir, unfortunately, 100% of your whole life is gone." So it is good for you to do a lot of things, but you have to know the right things. And in this world, one of the right things you need to know is leadership. Thank you, and God bless you. So we're going to take questions, if there are any questions for the next 10 to 15 minutes, or contributions, or you have thoughts you want to share. One, over to you. You have the floor.
Thank you, sir, for a good time. Very intelligent and very creative, sir. I appreciate that. My first question is, do I need to introduce myself? Oh, sorry. I'm Sim Dambaba, the very little girl from the northern part of Nigeria. So my first question is, how can you build system when you don't have willing people?
You don't have willing people.
Yes, sir.
There are always willing people. Always. Do you know why I say so? Now, okay, let me give you experience from business, for instance. If you have a business, you must build a system with your business. So when we are talking about willing people, it's either those who voluntarily come or those that we pay to become willing. So you need, because you can't scale without a system. So you have a business. The first thing, the least you must first engage when you begin to think in system, the very least you must have is a personal assistant. That's the least you must start with. You must have somebody that will handle a low-level admin task for you. Because there are administrative tasks that are always part of whatever business or system you are building. So you need to take it off you because, you see, leadership moves from real level of leadership is actually strategic. The top level of leadership is strategic thinking. So if you see people who are really head of organizations, the type of thing, let's say the head of a bank, for instance, let's say Commonwealth or any of these big banks here, begin to watch. Their job is not to come to the bank and be counting money. The head of the bank already has an itinerary of where is the prime minister going to be talking to bankers. He has to be there. It needs to be visible. It needs to build relationship with the people in RBA. It's not for him to resume at one of the branches of Commonwealth and be counting money and be checking, cashier, are you counting? If he's doing that, I'm sure the directors, they will sack him because they know that this one is not fit for leadership at that level. Kuku go and let's make you branch head because that's not your job. You should be meeting with consultants. How can we increase our profit ratio? How can we incorporate technology? Those are the type of meeting you should be. Are you getting the point I'm talking about? So, but when you start business, when you start organizations, you will be HR, you will be finance, you will be admin, you will be logistic. So, what is the first thing you do? You have to look for, that's the least. You will look for somebody to take some low-level admin work from you that anybody could do. And you don't need to do them. So, I mean, you want to go and book, let's say you want to go and buy tickets. For instance, are you saying somebody cannot buy a ticket for you? Buy air ticket for you. You want to go and pick an item in Coles. Are you saying that you cannot select it and somebody else will go and pick it? To pick an item, somebody else cannot do it. So you want to scale, then you are living in Prospect. You want to go and pick an item in, what do you call it? Paul Lincoln. You drive, only God knows how many hours it takes to go to Paul Lincoln, probably 4 hours. And then 4 hours. No, I like to do my things myself. No, but you will just die or you will remain small. It is better for you to look for somebody, even if that person will drive, what is 4 hours, it will take that person to drive 6 hours. You are not the one driving, you know. It will 6 hours to go and pick it, 6 hours to come back. The job is go and bring it and come, period. During that 8 hours, what are you doing? You are doing something else. You have started scaling yourself. So you have to look for. If you cannot get a volunteer, you have to pay. You know, if you get volunteers, that is the willing aspect of it. But if it is business and organization, sometimes you may need to recruit. Sometimes you will look for people that are not skilled. I mentioned this. Look for people that are willing and available. Don't look for skilled people. Many times, some people that are skilled, they are so full of themselves that you can't train them again. And then many of them are not available. So you limit yourself by relying on them. So you don't need them. You don't need a skilled person to build systems. You just need somebody who is willing and available. But you have to select them. You look at the person, you build a relationship in organizations that are not for profit and community organizations like that. You have to reach out. But if it's a business, well, you may have to recruit. But if it's not for profit, look for somebody who is available, who is trainable, who is willing. The skill is the least aspect because we started from something like that. People can learn skills. And that is why you will see people that you know, they are unassuming, they look timid. And then some few years, because they made themselves available and willing and trained by people who have those skills, you see them very, very effective. So don't limit yourself. Look for people. Recruit people to your cause. If they are willing, you are fine. If they are available, you are okay. Then begin to train them with the skills. Because you cannot scale without people. So there are people that they don't know they are willing. No. You are the one that will go and look for them. You have recruited them already. You didn't tell them now. Trainees, you are not going to train people. Now I want to train you. No, that's not how they do training. When you want to train people like this one I'm telling you, they don't even know you are training them. They will think you are playing with them. Oh, are you available? Okay, let me tell you this. I normally say this, I've said this several times. When many years ago in the church we were attending, I was attending, there is this, in the university, this is university, so there's this person that was heading our campus fellowship. Before he came to the campus fellowship, he had worked with ministries, different ministries. He was very experienced. I was far younger. Those ones have worked, they've seen life before they came to university. He knows a lot of things about spiritual things I don't know. So one day he said, Brother Ati, I need somebody that are you available to just join me as a prayer partner? Prayer partner. I said, yes. What prayer point do I know to lead? I said, yes. So he said, okay, I think it was Sunday, 1 hour. So I will come, he will lead prayer, we will pray together, and then after the prayer, we will talk on different things for probably 30 minutes, and then I will go. But do you know he was training me? He didn't need me as his prayer partner. He can pray by himself. But for one reason or the other, he just felt, let me call. And since I said I was available now, I just said yes. Years too, before that time, there was this elderly man. He was a tradie. He just called me. I wasn't even in university by that time. He just called me. I was going to his house fellowship in the church. And there were many other young people there. He just called me one day. He said, are you available when I want to go for visitation to go? I said, yes. I don't do anything, no. If we just get to the house, I will just follow. What am I? I'm not to pray. I don't know what counseling is. He will just take me, he will get there, he will tell them, pray for them, counsel them. And all I was doing was, I was just following and like this. And I didn't even know I was gaining anything. I just was available. I didn't have anything I was doing at that time. And every other thing I was doing, I felt this one was more important. So I waived it for him. I said, for me, this was more important. To follow him was more important than sitting down with my friends, watching TV. But, do you know, some of those things, 20 years later, I faced some situation I saw him handling, and he handled this, and I just knew what to do. And when the situation came, it just came to me, that is how he handled this thing. And I just did them. And it worked. Years later, when I didn't even know, that thing was useful for me. So always identify people that are willing, that are trainable, and you get close to them. You give them the opportunity, and gradually you begin to train them and equip them. And, of course, if they yield to the training, they will get the blessing. And then you are multiplying, because it's your job to reproduce, not for you to have those skills alone. Okay. Any other question? Oh, okay. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir, for the training and all that you've said. My question goes this way. I wanted to know leadership is a very big thing, and we have leadership in different places or in different sectors or in different environments. Is it relative when we talk about leadership? We have people who are good leaders in the church leaders. And we also have people that are also good leaders as public servants. So when we talk about, because that's a question you asked about a good leader leading people to bad outcome and bad vision. I've been thinking about that, and I was like, when we say something is good, how do we define goodness? Good. So, and I want to know, are there different dynamics of leadership in terms of I'm a good leader or I'm a church leader? I am good as a church leader, and that's what that means. I'm a politician, because there are people that are good leaders as politicians, and they're making waves, and they've made waves. They are not Christians. So is this the relative thing when we talk of leadership or good leadership?
Thank you very much, sir, for that question. The first is that there are general principles of leadership that cut across any field. Every field of human endeavor is the same rule. However, there is also what we call situational leadership that depends on the context. So let me give you an example. So one of the qualities a leader must have is wisdom. Ability to apply the right knowledge within the right context. So, in politics, for instance, let me start with a company. So if I have a company and I employ a staff, and the staff does not do what I want, as the owner of the company, what can I do? I can sack the person, isn't it? Okay. Now, in the church, or not-for-profit setting, NASA, if they don't do what I want them to do, can I sack them? Can I punish them? No. So, but I must have a way, too, of communicating that they are not meeting up. But my tool is different in that context. So, in the political space, if you're a politician, politics has some rules that is allowed in politics. Some of it are bad. But, for instance, backstabbing people, betraying people is not a crime to most politicians. They don't see it as a crime, that they backstab you, they betray you. Loyalty is very fluid with politicians generally. But if you bring that trait into the church, according to the Bible, the direction you are going is called HELL in the church. So the context is very important. So some practices are not appropriate for certain contexts, and they can affect you if you bring them into those contexts. So the general principle of vision is common to everybody. Communication, common. Character, all those things, everything. But then we now have to come to the context of where we are. And that is where the difference comes in. I hope that clarifies it a little. Okay. We can take one more question. Yes. Yes, sir. Or contribution. And then I will invite the president.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation. I've been blessed. It was very, very informative. What I'm about to say is like a comment, and maybe I will refer back to one of the slides was talking about a good leader coming with a bad cause. It's possible, but I was just trying to get my head around that. I would have thought a good leader, you will never want a bad cause. There was a case in US, I wouldn't call that a church, it was a court. This very person made everybody in the congregation to commit suicide. So if somebody want to tell you in America that don't be a fool, they might just use this joke, don't be like the Jones. Jones was having a big congregation. He told them to drink a poison and they will make it to heaven, which is a pure lie. And he killed everybody in that congregation. Everybody actually died. More than 5,000 people. So when I was reflecting on that, what was coming to my head was he was a bad leader. And what he did actually led to a bad cause. And also with Hitler, for me, I'm a very young boy, not very good with history, but I would, from what I've heard about Hitler, he was a bad leader. And he actually drove a bad cause, having to kill millions of Jewish. So my question, what I wanted to say was, no good leader. In theory, we want a bad cause. However, you could drive something with good intention occasionally and end up with bad results. But from the beginning, I don't think for a good leader now, he wasn't evil. But in the case of Jones, it was evil. He told his congregation, kill yourself. And because he had influence on them, everybody obeyed him. They all drank poison and they all died before the government could move in. Thank you, sir.
Okay. I wish we can go to the slide again. I know that type of thing, you disrupt your thinking a little. When you get that, and I'm sure Itu said it, that he kept thinking, what is this man saying? It disrupts your thinking because you find it difficult to contextualize it, but it is true. So if you check the slide, I put it in quotes. I said good was in quotes. The reason why we said good was in quotes is, you will see the question again now. The reason why I put the good in quotes is because we are trying to say the person uses leadership skills and strategy. That's what we are focusing on. So we are not talking about its cause because we don't know the time when he accepted to have the evil cause. Did he know from the beginning that he was going to do evil? Is it in the middle? We just know that the outcome he got was evil. But the skills he had. So there are people that from the beginning, they are going to do evil. They know they are going to do evil. I'm telling you. They know they are going to do evil. Well, you see, there are some trainings. You see some trainings. Okay. Over the weekend, I was doing a training somewhere, and I talked about 7 steps to disloyalty. I'm not the one that invented it. Somebody had that insight and came up with a book on it. So, because I know those steps, for instance, so I can see somebody now, the person is in stage 2, and I already know where the person is going. And you will not see it if you don't know those things. But from stage 2, I know the person is going to stage 7. And once you're in stage 2, okay, it's possible to stop you at this point and you can change. When you get to a particular point, I know it's a point of no return. As at that point, you have crossed a line, and this is likely, that consequence may be 10 years' time. It may be 15 years' time. But you have already crossed a line that you can't escape again. So how did I know? Because I have that knowledge. So it is difficult for some people to accept that there are people who have original evil intention from day one. And when they have that intention, they will take this step first. Then it will be followed by the second step. But the person will already know that that is the formula. Once they take step 1, he's watching for step 2. They took step 2. Let me watch whether it's an accident. They take step 3. He puts himself on the guard. The person that he doesn't know, what will happen to that person? They will get to step 7 before that person's eyes open. And the person will get into trouble. So, the point is this. When you are evaluating, don't evaluate only on the skills of leadership. Start from what I said. Heart. So the moment you observe that there is no selflessness in the heart, don't be deceived with all the other decoration. Because all those decorations are going to collapse. Character will color everything. So if I know that you are not an honest person, you are not a truthful person, I know that you are a crook, and then you begin to smile, you started coming to, you do everything nice, you speak very nice, it must be good. That is the time I should be more watchful. Because the key thing, character, is not there. You are a liar. You are a deceiver. You are a crook. So the moment you suddenly turn around, I should begin to think in my head that, is there something I'm not seeing? Because eventually the crook is going to come out of that person. It's going to come out. Anyway, so don't let it shake you. There are people who understand all these things. I have seen it so many times. And there are studies about it. So use the right indicator. Use the right indicator. The heart of the leader, selflessness. The head of the leader, the hand of the leader. If the person has the skill and the foundation is not there, no, something is going to be wrong. The outcome eventually will be bad. It will be bad. Okay, so this one is a joke, but it's a true joke. It's a true joke. We're going to end by 7 because I said the president exceed me. I'm about to hand over the mic to him now. So, imagine 2 people that are dating. Just listen to this. They're dating, and the guy treats you right. He says all the nice words that he should say to a lady. The only thing is that once in a while, when you are having date or dinner together, sometimes when he gets a call, and probably his mom or his family also ask, "Oh, where are you?" He's at KFC in Prospect. You say, "Oh, right now I'm down south. I'm down south stuck in traffic." And then after he cut off the phone, he tells you, that guy is just a nuisance. If I tell him now that I'm KFC Prospect, his house is just over there. he will come here and say he wants to come and join us, and he will disturb the cool interaction between you. You know, you are so special to me, and I won't want anybody to affect it. And you say, yes. Say, oh, I blow you kiss and it is tonight. You must be a dummy. Because he must be a dummy. Because that is the prophecy of your future. That's exactly who he is, and that is what he's going to do to you. So if you get married to him, it means his value is not honesty. It means that he cannot afford to be honest when it comes with a cost. It also means he's not disciplined. So if my friend is in Prospect, and I say, yeah, I'm at so place Prospect. I'm coming to come and join. I'm sorry, you can't come and join me. I'm with my wife at this time, and I don't want anybody disturbing us. That means a person that can say that is a man, and he can draw the line and put everybody where they need to be at every time. But a dummy girl, we say that man is a very strict man. He's too firm. You must be a dummy. He said the other one knows how to talk to a lady. Can you see? You not get married. But do you know, for instance, now, if somebody tells me 2 stories there, I will tell you, this girl, in about 2 years, is going to cry. And this one will be thanking God that she married a man. And that is exactly what is going to happen, all things being equal. So why? Because of the way I evaluated. Because I evaluated straight to value. I'm not looking at your nice word. I'm not interested in the fact that this one can talk well to a girl, can buy you flower. I'm looking at the core of who he is. Because that will color every other thing. So that is what we are talking about in leadership. You have to open your eyes very well and be able to also look at yourself and be able to use it to evaluate others. President, over to you.
Can we put our hands together again for the man of God, please? Amazing, amazing, amazing. Wow. Daddy, thank you so much. From the heart, the head, and the hand. Wow. I believe we've been very blessed tonight. Thank you, Daddy. You did justice to this topic, leadership and service. Accountability, values. You made mention of a lot of things. And more importantly, that the character will color everything else. You see? Character. Character is like the oil in a lamp. You know, for those of us that grew up in Nigeria, we know the kerosene. Without kerosene, the lighter cannot on. So see the character like kerosene, you know, the oil in the lamp. Without that character, there can't be light. And without light, no illumination. So Daddy, we really appreciate this. And more importantly, you said something about the systems. That one was very interesting to me because, yeah, I know how it works. It may not really play out well, but systems can. You can't scale without a system. Thank you for drumming that, Daddy. I will even apply it not just within the Nigerian community, but to my own personal life and business as well. I want to say a big thank you for what you have done. And specifically, I recognize our sister who joined us, Sim. She's actually the leader of the Hausa community here in the northern Nigeria. So she asked the question regarding how do you really get people to commit, all right? That's the kind of question you ask here. And she's asking that question because I understand here in Australia, things happen very fast and quick. Time, it's a premium here, which it is. And getting that commitment. But Daddy has said, we go and we work with people who are willing and available. So people who are willing and available. Like even me, I face that challenge sometimes because even to set up a committee, it has to be people who are willing and available. Even my executives we are amazing people, but they became executives because they were willing and available to serve the community. So actually, we want to say a big thank you to everyone who attended tonight. We're looking to have more sessions in future. And Daddy, in fact, you are really seasoned as a speaker. We really learn. And the 7 steps to dishonesty, I'll Google them. Because it's good to know when someone is at step 1 or step 2, you can tell, you know. Like the Aussies will say, they'll smell something a mile away, which is something that is great. To our Nigerian community at large, those who are not here, and we want to say we recognize them. And for my leadership teams, I appreciate everyone. My executives are here, and say thank you guys for making it. We're looking to have our elections this year. So if you're here and you're a community member and you're interested to come to participate, to be part of the leadership of the community, the executive positions are there. We'll put it out there. They are elected positions as per our constitution, but we have still be making rooms for lots of committees. So if you feel you just don't want to be part of the executive, you can still be part of the leadership, because that is the leadership. There's nothing too small for leadership. There's nothing too big. It's in context. And in the context of our Nigerian community, we have a lot to do. Like we said, to achieve the dream, we need a team. And as every dream needs a team. So for that dream to really achieve, which is the vision that we have, we still have a lot of things to achieve as an executive of the leadership of the community. This event was just one of it, and we're looking to achieve more. So whatever God has blessed you with as a skill, as a talent, and the time to serve, we want to say we're looking forward to have you as well. At this juncture, I would like to draw the curtains to say thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, the technical team. We appreciate you, Pastor Enoch, Mommy. We appreciate everyone. Say thank you, guys. And we've got just an item 7, as we Nigerians will call it. All right, we've got pizza for ourselves here. We've got water. We've got drinks. Do well to, let's eat. It is for us. This is just an evening to be free and enjoy. So, just a good experience for us tonight. I salute everyone here, and I will say, as we go, we go in peace and continue to engage and participate with the community. Let's continue to be good crusaders and ambassadors of our community. We are really doing great things. Nigerians in South Australia, and even at the federal level, we're doing amazing, globally as well. Say thank you. Daddy, when you were mentioning some things about leadership and how it is, I was just thinking of Nigeria back home. People who know what I'm just thinking of APC. I'm not looking whether they are good or not. But I'm just looking at it in a bigger context that, okay, these people, they might have the genuine intentions to do the best for the citizens, but some way, somehow, it still comes down to politicking, So I believe we are Nigerians in the diaspora, we can as well continue, because the change can always come, irrespective of wherever we are. So our foundation or our background should not be the reason why our back should be on the ground. I say thank you, guys, and have a pleasant evening.